One love. Stay positive. Bring back our kings. Say reach one, teach one, and bring back our kings. Yeah. To the youth, you are the future. Don't let them teach you different. You are kings and queens given from your ancestors. You are not the N-word or
listening to the Bring Back Our Kings pod tonight. We got a lot to discuss. We recently got the verdict yesterday about our brother George Floyd. He did receive some justice. The cop involved, one of the cops involved, the main cop, Derek Chauvin, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, he was found guilty on all three charges. So right now, correct me if I'm wrong, Curtis, we're just waiting for sentencing.
Yeah, we waiting for sentences. They said, I mean, normally it says a minimum of 10 years to 40 years, but here's the issue. To jump right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's not first degree murder, and he's also a police officer. So to some extent, even with all this horrific situation and all the evidence and the conviction and killing a person in front of a minor, all that's being taken under consideration. But it's kind of unfortunate because I'm not excited about the whole verdict until we see how much time he's getting.
Right.
If he get in NFL jersey numbers, then I could, if he gets 4 or 5 years, it's going to be highly unfair because that's a possibility.
Right. I don't think we should get excited even if the brother got life. It's good that we got some type of justice, but we have so much more work to do. There's so many things that happen at the same time. There's so many cases we've seen like this that hasn't received any justice, but we will get into that. But to just piggyback on what you said about the max of 4 to 10 years, is that what you said? 4 to 10 years?
It's 10 to 40 years. 10 to 40 years.
Okay, yeah, because when they was showing it on the news, I seen that each charge, they showed the minimum and the maximum. So yeah, that makes sense. 4 to 40 years if you combine all three of the charges together at the maximum versus the minimum. So I did hear that it should take a couple of days to a couple of weeks. There's really no holdup in regards to it. I did hear that he may appeal. I don't think he's going to get away with things if he do decide to appeal. So
the most he's gonna get is 15 years. That's it. That's what I'm aiming at. I can see 15 years. I don't think he's gonna get more than that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, they're gonna definitely have to put him in some type of secure location because people gonna fuck him up inside the jail cell. He's gonna get his one way or the other.
The only thing I don't.
Curtis?
That's the only thing I want, but I don't want him to kill himself. I want him to live through his pain and suffering.
Yeah, he should suffer just like he made not only George Floyd suffer, but the family, his children, his parents, things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, that is still not here because of him. So, I am glad that we've gotten justice to a certain point. But I wanted to ask you because I was following. What's up, Red Dot? How you doing?
What's going on?
Sure, Red. What's up, brother?
Ain't nothing. Kind of packed.
Thank you. Thank you for plugging in. Thank you for plugging in with us. We was just talking about George Floyd's verdict. Real quick, I was just getting into how we seen Officer Derek Chauvin get a sentence. But what happened to the Asian cop and the two other cops that was involved in it? I think Curtis was saying on social media that they got fired.
Yeah, they got fired, but they trial start in August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And accessory now because of Chauvin got convicted of murder, now that makes their case more weak if they're trying to defend themselves because now is a conviction. So now they're considered accessory to it. So now they got to find a way to be creative. The defense will have to be creative to try to get them out of it. But they're gonna get some time too. It's just not gonna be as much as Chauvin.
Yeah,
You know,
because what you call
it's
it?
not.
The other cop, Chauvin, he was trying to take a deep that 10-year deal, and the general prosecutor was like, hell no. He said,
yeah, they don't. He shouldn't be able to take any type of plea bargain. I do hope that he get the max sentence. And me and Curtis, excuse me, was just briefly speaking about what's the next step involved in this whole verdict. But I wanted to wait till you get on because I know this morning on your sound off, if anyone is not familiar with Red Dot Productions, he's got a sound off brief conversation that he has every morning on social media, on his Instagram, on his Facebook, on his Twitter, all social medias, and he puts out the topic of the day. What's on people's hearts, what's on people's brain. And today's topic, Red Dot, tell them what today's topic was, because it's going to lead into the conversation I want to have with you.
The topic was today, it was why are we celebrating?
Right.
Because it was just like you had said, Shanna, we got a whole lot more to like really do. And like I said, every 30 years they throw you a bone, and then like a dog, he take the bone and he'll be happy for a minute. So that's how I look at it. That's my opinion on it.
Right. So could you elaborate on that 30 years for people who may not really know what you're talking about?
Oh, the 30 years basically with the Rodney King, the first video recorded on police brutality that showed America that police was doing that to black men in America. So yeah, 30 years, like I said, every 30 years is like something happened, and then they'll give us what we really want, and then we'll go back, settle and back to the same, like it goes back to normal. Everything goes back to normal and everything until something big else happened, and then they be like, okay, we got to quiet them down again, so we got to sacrifice somebody. And you know what I'm saying? And that's
true.
Yeah, and
that's true.
And remember, the community is becoming way more progressive with marching and protesting, and with the threats of burning cities down. So they're trying to to some extent, they're trying to be appealing, trying to make us happy. They knew they was going to hang them out to dry. But here's the issue. We need to not over-celebrate, because if we over-celebrate the situation, it's going to look to them like, oh, they're happy with the conviction, so now we can give them a little bit of time.
Yeah,
we got to go completely hard and be fighting all the way to the end, and then even afterwards.
Right. That's why. Yeah. Go ahead, Curtis. I'm sorry.
No. So that's the issue that we need to stay focused on, because we have a lot of work ahead of us, and I believe that change can happen. Kamala Harris is putting out something. She's trying to put out a law to give police accountability for anybody that does anything to do things in the future, because cops got qualified immunity, and as a result of it, we got very little justice out of the criminal justice system as it pertains to cops beating us up and all kinds of stuff. So
there's so many bills that's been floating around, I want to say, for the last decade. If from my knowledge, it may be more than that. That's just sitting on a fucking table, floating in the air, that hasn't been passed in regards to police reform. I don't necessarily think we need police reform. I think we need to clear the fucking house, because I say that to say there's so many officers in there that are looking for They want to kill us. They want to demolish us.
Yeah.
They don't.
That's a fact.
A lot of them that's in that office, and I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them that are in that office are there. Their number one goal is to get rid of us, to kill us.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that as an officer, you're not, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, brothers, but I'm pretty sure your goal as an officer is not to shoot to kill. You're supposed to be protecting.
Oh no, it is. It is.
The community.
I got police training because when I used to do armed security, I got trained with NYPD because I was doing a joint anti-terrorist task force. This was years ago, and I learned. I know how to shoot a gun before that. I learned how to shoot a gun due to the NYPD and their training. And one of the things that's important is to stop your suspect. So the intent is not like, part of what you're saying is absolutely correct. The intent is really not to kill, but it's supposed to be to stop the subject from moving. So in order to do that, training is to shoot in the solar flex area, because if you shoot somebody in the arm or in the leg, because of the adrenaline in their body, they won't even probably feel the bullet, and they can continue moving to whatever target or destination they're trying to go to.
Usually when you shoot somebody in a leg, or if you shoot them in the arm or something, that's your go-to to tackle them, to taser them. There's a process.
Well, here's the thing. If somebody got a knife, you got to shoot to kill. No.
Right. Well, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get into that because I know you're eager to speak about that, and so am I. But I just wanted to. And I lost my train of thought, but I just wanted to. Go ahead, Red Dot.
No, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, all right.
No, I
just wanted to cover the basics first with the whole I'm so sorry, George Floyd's case. And I mean, it's my mind is like speeding at like 500 miles per hour, if that's even possible, because there's so many different things that's going on at the same time. But I like that Red Dot put that out there because it gives a different perspective, and it should get people going to think like, damn, yo, they really be doing this shit every 30 years, or it's a part of the plan to put it out like that. So we really not winning.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all peeped it, but during the press conference with Al Sharpton and the family, it was so weird to me. The family of George Floyd, they had Jesse Jackson back there who looked like he was in a daze. He really didn't know where he was. I got mixed emotions from that because Al Sharpton told them in his speech that, like, this is not, we shouldn't be celebrating because, at the end of the day, we still lost George Floyd. And we still have work to do. We're glad that accountability was put on the table. And then shortly after that, the mood changed. I don't know if y'all noticed it. They started celebrating. No mask was on, by the way, if y'all didn't peep that.
Yeah.
But
he's vaccinated though. All those people on the panel is vaccinated.
But brother, that doesn't keep you from getting the COVID-19.
Vaccinated means it can't stop COVID. Right.
No, but here's the thing, and it's more. See, as time goes on, it's more exact science, and that's why CDC is constantly updating their site. Now, I don't want to make this about vaccination, but what it is that now they realize when people do contract COVID, when they have the vaccination, it kind of like kills the vaccination a lot faster within a matter of a few days than weeks and months. And then to add to it, you have a very, very, very low chance of spreading it when you have the vaccination because your body's already kicking its ass, so to speak. So now,
that was the goal of it, but it's been no evidence of such. We still see people.
They able see the whole thing is with the science. everything takes time, and you know this whole thing has been rushed from the beginning. So a lot of people is very
Right.
skeptic, especially the history with the government. So I completely understand people's position on it. I would never tell somebody, "How dare you be anti-vaccine?" No, we have a history of issues, so I'm not going to sit there and go there. But I will say this: as time go on with the exact science, they're able to pinpoint the good and the bad when it comes to this vaccinations. So
Right.
now you realize that people that's vaccinated and they come contact with somebody COVID, they still could catch it. It doesn't take away the idea of you catching it, but it's a very low idea that you can spread it to others. Very low count now.
Right.
That's the reason why if you come across somebody with COVID and you vaccinated, they don't even tell you to quarantine no more because you're low likely. One of the reasons is that you're less likely to even cough. You're less likely, to feel any kind of symptoms. So that's because, having symptoms is one way of spreading it.
But the bottom line is that it doesn't make you exempt from it. There is still a possibility that you can get it, and it's a slim chance that you can still spread it. But I highly doubt that all of those brothers and sisters up there were vaccinated. What I was getting to is that they wasn't focused.
You're right.
They wasn't focused. Because they started off with the mask and they took the mask off. It was supposed to be about justice, and then it slowly turned into like, yo, what up? Like you see pounds. They was it like a family reunion type of thing, and I'm just like, the world is looking at this right now, and they seeing y'all on some celebration type shit. This is not nothing to celebrate. That's what I was getting to. If y'all peeped it, it was just like, wow, y'all proud, like y'all like this is not a proud moment in history. They kept saying, oh, this is going down in history, da 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 da. So I just say that, and then along with Red Dot's question, why should we be celebrating? We shouldn't be celebrating because we got so much shit to still do, and now we can get into it, brothers. We seen something that just happened the same day of the verdict, right? With Michaela Bryant, the 16-year-old girl who got shot and killed by a cop in Columbus, Ohio.
I watched that video, and that's gonna be like a double sword. Because when you see the girl on the thing, she had a big butcher knife, and but I'm just saying, if the cop could have did something else than shoot her, but if he didn't stop her, she probably would have killed that other girl because
thank you.
Right, I agree, I definitely agree with this, but I just want our people to stop being outraged when a police officer kills us without holding the other party accountable.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Just because she was a black girl, 16 years old, that's what we always talk about on the podcast, the problems that happen in our community. There was a whole entire fucking scaffold prior to the cops coming, and this 16-year-old girl got a butcher knife. Nobody sees a fucking problem with that.
Yeah. And plus,
people got tunnel vision right now.
They said that she had mental issues, and plus, she is the one that called the cops.
Well, the cops.
That's crazy.
Well, and that's why I was trying to like I posted on Facebook because I was just curious about what's going to be people's feedback, and the same way the police department have implicit bias about us, we sometimes got implicit bias about police officers too. We didn't really, it's like we had tunnel vision. We didn't even really look at the facts of the situation because the situation could have went left or right. It could have went left or right. It could have either went this way. If he didn't shoot her to kill, then
she would have killed that girl.
She would have killed that girl because the way she was on that girl, all she had to do was spend more time and it would have been game over. That was a big weapon knife she had in her hand. It's nothing to play with. And yeah, she's a 16-year-old kid, but she's a big girl. So even if the cop had a scuffle with her, he could have probably got his ass whooped. I'm being honest. But,
And then I see.
It wasn't a safe enough. Anybody that shot a taser before, a shotgun. I had both before. I had a taser, I had a service pistol, I had a two rounds, and you shoot it one time, and you got to make sure to aim. But from that distance, you're not going to catch somebody from that distance because it's not accuracy.
I was just going to say that there was no way that he could taser her and she would have went man down at that moment in time. There was a decision to make. Am I going to take this girl's life, or am I going to allow her to take someone else's life? And
it was more like a double-edged sword as with the public, because issue is that if he didn't kill her, then the argument would have been we sued the police department because the police was on a response and he didn't do nothing.
And they didn't do nothing, and then you let that girl kill my daughter. Yeah, that's why I said it's a double.
People not even looking.
Yeah.
You're right, brother.
Right.
But But it is sad. But
it is.
At least after they did it, they try to save her life. At least with other cops, they just look and say, "Oh, I shot her," and just left it alone. At least they try to save her and everything. He was like, "Oh shit, let me see if I can save her." But 4 shots, I'm saying you could have shot her in the leg, you could have shot her in the ass,
right?
Like that would have stung. That would have stung her. Oh shit!
No, and no, the science behind that. See, there's a lot of studies behind that. When somebody's in motion or range and they have the adrenaline pumping.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Unlike movies, when you see people get shot, they fall to the ground by a leg or something like that. They feel it right away. But when you're in a motion and rage and you're in the mix of it and you got adrenaline pumping, you can get shot and don't feel it. That's why they have to shoot multiple times. Now the issue that the cop might have with his department where he might get reprimanded is that 4 shots can be a little sensitive because department policy probably is 3 shots or 2 shots.
Yeah.
I don't know what that particular policy. Each policy is supposed to be 3 shots or 2 shots. Look and see if the customer. If the suspect is subdued, and if they're not, then you lay more shots.
2 shots. I
don't know the department. That policy.
No, I'm telling you, before I got on the recording, I was looking at the latest information from the police commissioner where it happened in.
Okay.
He was saying that too. It may be that 4 shots is excessive according to their rules and regulations. But
it could be, but in the moment he'll get away with it. He's gonna get a rep. The cop is gonna, and it was keeping 100. He's gonna reprimand for what he did, but it ain't gonna be to the magnitude that he loses his job, because at the end of the day, semi-automatic gun. I don't know if anybody ever shot one before, and they pretty easy to let off a few bullets.
Yes,
that's why.
Yeah, you can press it one time and that shit will go like a firecracker.
Yeah.
So think about you're not at target practice. You sitting at target, but think about a moving target, and which cops are trained to be able to shoot moving targets. That's what the police train in the academy. You go to academy to do that, to be able to shoot moving targets. However, when you're still training, when you're at a situation, your adrenaline's pumping and you're letting off shots, and you may have let off more shots than you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy. I don't know the cop per se. Was his intention to try to I'm gonna shoot mad times, or he was just trying to stop the suspect? Because all he has to do in his report is say that my intent was to stop the suspect. Because that's what the stop is, the solar plexus, the area, the belly area. You're not supposed to shoot below the waist. You're not supposed to shoot below the. You're not supposed to get nobody a headshot. It's supposed to be strictly on the body. Sometimes headshots happen depending on it. Huh?
I thought it was the cop's supposed to shoot mad center in your chest.
Say that again? Yeah. Solar flex. So you're absolutely right. That's the training. The solar flex. Because that area is where it'll drop. And another reason why they don't like, and this is another reason, especially with Glocks. Another reason why cops are not trained to shoot anywhere else on a body It's because let's say if he would have decided to shoot her in the arm, that bullet, not first of all, Glocks are fast bullets. That bullet would have traveled through her arm and probably hit somebody in the head.
Yeah.
On the other side. Let's say if it was somebody walking by, they could have got shot in the head because shot in the arms. The only place where a bullet won't come out of is in a dead center mass. That's one of the other reasons why they train, because there's incidents around America where cops have shot innocent bystanders by shooting the suspect. So that's one of the things too. That God forbid he could have shot her in the arm and then it went in the baby's head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's something to think about too.
I want to add on that for a moment, because I can see why our people are such in an outroar without even looking at the facts or the entire situation. I personally seen, I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 incidents that were televised. No, not televised. They were shared on social media. Of course, it wasn't televised. It was just shown on social media where one in particular, a Caucasian brother, the cops was called on that incident for a domestic abuse situation. And he runs out of the house fucking naked with a big ass butcher knife. And they telling him to put the knife down, put the knife down, put the knife down. Meanwhile, he done stabbed up his wife inside of the crib. She's dead. And he runs out the house naked, and he continues to charge at these cops. Not one cop shot him. They eventually got so close to him where they tackled and tasered him.
You know why, right? You know, one of the reasons, like I used to ask myself, what is the reason for that? It has nothing to do with training. It has to do with somebody looking like you. Now, That white man looks like one of those guys. So it's like you shooting at your own people in that sense. And that's the reason why they have so much restraint. When they look at us, they clearly look at us like insects. When people said the people need to be retrained, I said there's no training for that. They just got to be fired from the police force.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no training for that.
That's why I said we don't need police reform. We need to clear the whole entire fucking house because it's not a matter of the fucking training. It's not a matter of the protocol. The bottom line, in my opinion, is that when it comes to us, the motherfuckers have been getting away for so long that training and proper protocol goes out the fucking window.
Yeah.
So that's why our people don't want to look at the fucking facts, because we've seen these incidents happen over and over with other nationalities. They coming at these cops way more than us. I seen another incident where the fucking guy was like trying to hit one of the cops by the car, and they try to cut him off with their police cars. Like, this is when you see the true training, the true tools coming forth in play when it's not us. They just shoot us like we're fucking animals, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So
right, because
and believe me, no, I'm sorry, you got it, brother.
No, I seen something that happened in Atlanta where the cop was driving and they was called to a party or something, and the dude was in the car, and the cop was trying to say that he was coming at him head on and to hit his cop car, but the video came out and showed that the dude got shot on the side of his head. So when the car passed him, the car was trying to get out the cop car way, but he was saying no, he was coming at me. I felt threatened, so I shot and killed him. But the video shows him going around the cop car, and he points his gun sideways and shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
So
that's different. Yeah.
But it sounds like the fucking Sean Bell case.
Yeah.
Right, when the detective jumped in front of the car, what is a normal human being's reaction when somebody jumps in front of my fucking car shooting? I'm trying to get the fuck out of the way. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna drive my vehicle. So how could you say that your life felt threatened when you are the one who jumped in front of the fucking moving object?
Yeah.
Well, that's the trick. That's the trick they play. Because as long as they feel their life feel threatened, they can always get the qualified immunity. That's the type of language needs to be presented. So when the defense attorney goes in court, they're able to fight the case very easy because they qualified immunity has to say, because the only reason why you're supposed to be able to shoot is for only two reasons: either to protect a person or property, or to protect yourself and life-threatening situations. That's the only reason why you're able to shoot. No other reason. So if he didn't say that he was feared for his life, then obviously he would have got arrested. He would have do time in jail.
But they've been getting away from it. It's just they've been getting away with it just by stating those same words. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can be black and say boo at them, and they'll say, "Oh, we killed them because we felt threatened," and they've been getting away with it for the duration of my lifetime. What do y'all think about oh my gosh, the young brother that got
shot
killed
in Chicago?
Well, him too, but the one with the woman who was yelling out, the female police officer who was yelling out, I'll tase you.
That shit was bullshit. That shit was straight bullshit because there's no
way. She pulled out her she killed him with the gun accidentally, that one? Supposedly accidentally?
Yeah.
Well, here's the case. She's not gonna walk, but she's gonna do no time. She's gonna go do like 2-3 years. That's all she's gonna get.
Wasn't she charged with second-degree manslaughter?
Yeah, no, man. I don't worry about charging no more. I just see what this is case happen already. As long as they got case law showing situations like this happen in the past, the defense attorney is going to be smart about it, try to use the same case law, and who knows, maybe she might even get a slap on the wrist.
But look, they said the other cases was rookies. It was mostly rookies.
That's true.
She's a 26-year veteran. You got cops that's coming out saying that's bullshit, and you know what a taser feel, and you know what your gun feels. A lot of cops is not even going to her defense because they saying, yo, that shit is bullshit right there. If you believe that, I can sell you anything. Cause come on now.
Nah, but you know what killed me the most when you say that? My uncle, he's a retired detective, and he had me rolling. He said I hate to sound sexist right now, but he said women are. He said when it comes to the department, when it comes to like weapons and stuff, they seem to be very careless in his experience with them. And he said a lot of times if it's two guys and one woman, the woman is gonna try harder to be tougher because she feel like she has something to prove to the men that she could be one of them, so to speak.
But so
she didn't have to do that. She could have let them handle it, but she wanted to handle it. And look what happened. She killed the nigga.
But the whole case, she was the only one that had her gun out. Like it wasn't that serious. You had his name, you had his ID. So if he would have got away or whatever, you eventually could have caught him. Eventually.
But she pulled up. But here's the thing. Yeah, they didn't have to chase him. But here's the thing. If she would have shot him multiple times, then her intent was well noted. But unfortunately, how the defense is going to play the case. I'm looking at it from a defense attorney style. They're going to be like, if it was the intent to really kill, I would have shot him multiple times, but have shot one time. And like I said,
as soon as she shot him, he was already in motion of like driving off, like immediately. Yeah. So she didn't even have the chance again to shoot at him directly because he was fucking in the process of driving off and he died in the process of that. So this is my perspective on it. I call it bullshit. I feel like it was she just kept saying it as if you wanted to tell the other cops to take out a fucking a taser? Was you insinuating for somebody else to do that so you can cover your tracks, or it? And then all that time that she stated that she at least yelled taser. I'll tase you maybe about 4 to 5 times. So in that process, you still didn't realize that you didn't have a real gun, like, and you're on the force for 20 fucking years. I call it bullshit. Yeah,
it's gonna be, and that's the thing that and that's the thing I said too. Weapons confusion. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's.
Let me tell you something. From a gun, I'm a gun owner. I got guns. I got a lot of guns. And let me tell you something. I
got a fucking taser and a gun. I know the difference. Best believe if I need to pop off, I know what the fuck the difference is.
No. But here's the thing. The officer, first of all, they service. This is something you use all the time. This is what you find of. You go training with it usually twice a year to go to the range and shoot to make sure you still know how to shoot the gun. And you come and retrain on it on purpose, but you know the feel of your gun. And then if you 26 year veteran on the force, and she's not just a 26-year veteran, she's decorated. She's like #1 of department. So if you like decorated like #1 of your department, that lets me know that you had some action in your career. Because in order to get where she was at, you have to have some action. So if you had action, that means that you're well seasoned off a police officer to make a careless mistake like that. I have a hard time finding that it was a mistake. I think maybe subconsciously, if consciously she did make a mistake, I think subconsciously she just want to kill some black boys.
Mm-hmm.
Consciously, it could be subconscious. I could care less.
And she thought she was gonna get away with it, like they've been getting away with it.
Yeah. That could be too. It was like, yo, you know what? I could get away with this or whatever. And that's how these white cops is thinking now. That's why we got so many people getting shot and killed. Okay, it's 150 people killed by police. And how many cops got convicted?
Not many.
1%.
Not many. That's why we don't need to be celebrating. That's why we need to re-strategize, and we need to put some pressure on the lawmakers. Just like Curtis always say, I know I'm not big on politics and government and things of that issue, but at the end of the day, them are the motherfuckers that are putting out the rules and regulations. They have the ability to change shit and to make things change the way they're supposed to, that will affect us in a positive way. So that's why I said we don't. Go ahead.
Why Joe Biden don't? They was like, why Joe Biden don't put in a executive order to do something about the black people condition? And one of the things I said is that one thing is for certain the long game, because I talked to my politician friend and he said he put an executive order, and then in a few years, when the next president comes in, they're going to reverse it. He said
it doesn't matter. He should be concerned with his term. Who the fuck cares what happens after he's not president? He probably won't even be alive. Excuse me, God.
No. Here's the thing. You're looking at it from a short. You're looking for a band-aid for a big solution. The big solution is to get the bill passed. Try to get it passed, and if you get it passed, then it becomes law. And if it becomes law, then it can't get reversed like that. It'll be too hard to get reversed, so they won't touch it. They'll leave it alone. If you do executive order, okay, we good for Biden. So when Biden's gone, because he's gonna be gone, and nigga, we're dead.
So what he signed for? So I'm sorry to cut you off, but what he signed for, the Asian hate crime, that was an executive order that he signed for that, or was that a roll-up?
He put it like this. This is what he knows is possible. He could have he actually shortchanged. I mean, not saying he shortchanged them, but he actually could have put that on the floor and everybody would agree with it, because everybody, even a lot of white people have investments with the Asians, so they definitely would have passed that bill easy across the floor. What he's trying to do is change the people on each side, the Senate and the House, And once he get a significant amount of change and get both houses and get more representatives in there, then when he put that bill, it's not gonna get struck down by the own Democrats, because you got some asshole Democrats like Joe Manchin that would struck something like that down. Because right now
so
they
he
got
only put out an executive order at this time.
I don't agree what he did with the agents. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the agents getting hurt either. Don't get me wrong. But we get hurt more than everybody. Why they don't got nothing for us?
We've been getting fucking, where's our bills? Where's our executive orders? We need a fucking executive order just because we're black. Don't fuck with us just because we're black.
Yeah. But the bill that he got right now that Kamala Harris created, because the other one she had was an anti-lynching law, which was kind of cool, but it got struck down by Ron Paul, his bitch ass. But that's a whole different. That's neither here nor there right now.
That's why I said we need to clear house. We need to clear house.
Yeah.
We need to educate. We need to educate everybody else that we know about how to clear the fucking house. We need to start fresh. Just like you were saying a minute ago, even if we have to put our own funds together and rebuild our own party or put in our own fucking people, that's exactly what we need to do. We need to clean the house.
Yeah, one of the things that if Kamala Harris right now, what she got, if it go into play, police will have accountability. She actually creating it. It's crazy the things that she did when she was a prosecutor. I could care at this moment right now, it's about what you do for me now. Like, what are you going to do for us now? Because you did some crazy shit during your prosecution years, but there's no such thing of a good prosecutor. That's your job as a prosecutor.
Yeah, that's your job.
You have a quota, you have numbers. So everybody need to realize that if you're it's no such thing of a prosecutor not going to prosecute cases. Whether they're little or small, you're supposed to get the maximum for everything. That's their job. So get back to the point. She got this bill right now, and it's for George, the one that just died. It's Floyd George, whatever. It's supposed to be holding police accountable for the things they do when it comes to us. And once you give accountability, all the shit. And once a cop know he could lose his pension, all this shit will fall by the wayside.
It's all about money.
Because right now they do the things they do because they feel they have no consequences. They feel like, oh, I get a slap on the wrist, or I might lose my job, but I probably could. And a lot of these veterans, the cops that do is veterans, so he could lose his job with his pension. He get fired from his job, but they let him keep his pension on the way out the door. Yeah, so he's good regardless.
But that's
stop.
That's what the lady tried to do with the taser. When everything went down that day, the next day she tried to resign, and I think they said we're not taking that. I think the mayor they said we're not taking that. No, we're not taking that because she know once she get terminated, her pension goes right out the window. So I'm saying, okay, and she get 3 to 4 years in jail, right? And then when she come out, she's broke. She ain't got nothing. Like, you got to start all over again,
right?
And everything. So I think when they try to say we gonna take your pension, just imagine you getting ready to retire and you fuck up and did something wrong, and they say we taking your pension. So all that 30-something years you work, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got that. So
there's also
somebody more.
Right. And there's also, I had a big conversation with our brother Derek on here, like the first season, maybe like the second episode, where it was called Policing the Police, where we were speaking about law enforcement bonds, where basically when we get in these situations with the police, that we start suing their the insurance company, the bondsman, and then they'll start fucking with us. It seemed like that has happened with a couple of our brothers and sisters who was in this situation.
Yeah.
If you all, and I wish I could remember her name because she was a tough sister. She's actually one who did that. But she got killed. They kept fucking with her. Light-skinned, melanated sister. They came to her apartment and she had her son in there. but when she opened the door, she was loaded like with a gun. It'd get back to me, but they kept messing with her for a minute, and she sued. She sued their insurance companies, like the enforcement bond. She was very educated about that, and she won. And somehow, some way, they kept fucking with her. They kept knocking on her door, coming on her property, and the last time they trespassed, she couldn't take it no more. And she opened up the door and she started shooting back with her child in there. And it'll come to me.
I remember that, but I don't know her name.
Yeah, I can't remember the sister's name, but I just say that to say that with every little piece of knowledge that we all have, we need to, and the people that we know, we need to spread the knowledge, put our thoughts and our knowledge together, period, and educate everybody, one, about what the proper protocol with a police officer is supposed to be, how it's supposed to look like. Then, of course, with the laws and how to apply the laws to the best of our capability. And then we also, which is very imperative, is how to educate one another, how we can clear the fucking house. I can't stress that anymore. I'm gonna make me a fucking hoodie that says clear the fucking house.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, because there's just too much going on.
It is.
And these cops are not being held accountable. Now we start to see some results, but it's just not good enough. I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy. I want more. I want more, and I want more. It's like a drug. I want more. I want more convictions. I want more.
They need to do this. They need to go back to all them people that the police kill and review everything. I guarantee you, they will come back like 85% of them police will be locked up because it's like a lot of them got slapped on the wrist, and plus, like I said, they see the cops getting off with it. So the lady cop was like, "Oh fuck it, I must just shoot him." And then she probably was having a bad day. Most of them cops be having bad days. Like, I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm gonna just shoot this motherfucker.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But they shooting black people. They get so like black people got a myth with them. When white cops, because one time I was in working in CVS, right? And this white dude comes in there. I had my dreads at the time. The white dude comes in there and he's staring at me. He's just staring and staring. I'm looking at him like, can I help you with something? He was like, no. He said, no disrespect or nothing. But this is my first time seeing a black man with long hair like that. And I'm looking at him. At first, I was
straight ignorant.
No, I talked to him. I was like, why you say that? I pulled him to the side. I said, why you said that? He said, I'm not a racist or nothing, but where I'm from, there's no black people there. And he was dead honest. He said, there ain't no black people. He said, this is my first time seeing black people. And you got a lot of them cops that live in a white community, only deal with white people.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, when
they be nervous.
But now the news is telling us, oh, black people is this. If you see black people with baggy pants and a hoodie on, they got a gun, they murderers. So these
that's bullshit.
Got this in their brain. So when they see somebody with a hoodie with baggy pants, they pulling out their gun first because that's the stereotype. But I was trying to say,
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, if we have cops that walk the beats, the same cops that walk the beats in the neighborhood, we won't have none of this because the cops will know who the bad guy, who the working guy is, and who's the crazy guy, whatever. And I guarantee you, all of this will cease. But you got these cops that's coming out of high school, coming out of academy, never dealt with black people, only seen black hip hop, rap music, seeing black people killing people, the newspaper, black people's killing people. So that's in their mind already. Now they like this. When they go out there,
they already caught off guard.
Yeah,
they already.
Black person is a perp. Every black person is a perp. Even a woman, she's a perp. Okay, she got extensions in her hair, and her hair is orange. Oh, that means she's a robber or she's a shoplifter.
That's why That's why we have to rebuild our own communities. There was a situation here in my area yesterday where it was an Asian lady and her boyfriend was black, melanated, right? And she was yelling to him like, "Can you give me my phone? Give me my property back." So he was in the driver's side of the car. She was outside of the vehicle. So she finally got her hands on the cell phone, which he was holding while he was driving. And the son of a bitch backs up into another car behind and drags her along with her. Right? So when she finally got up and moved out of the way, he sped off and almost hit the little kids that was outside playing in the area. So I had to make a split decision. Should I call the local sheriff? Because, you call the sheriff or a cop on a black man, it may not turn out too well. Thank God I haven't seen any type of that shit happening in my particular city and county per se. But I say that to say there were so many neighbors. One neighbor in the area let the girl come into her house. Nobody took the initiative to rectify or address the situation, but I. It seems like everything in this fucking neighborhood, I'm the only fucking neighbor that gives a shit. So let's just put it like that. So I say that to say is that we don't have communities where people care about each other no more. Everybody is for self.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. This was my exact words I said to the sheriff. I said, if that was my children out there, you wouldn't have to worry about me calling anybody sheriff. Y'all would have been having to call the fucking morgue. Because that's what I'm saying. We don't hold each other accountable for their fuckery. You are in a petty ass dispute with your girlfriend, and you gonna put everybody else in the area in a fucked up situation, right? You run into somebody else's car, you almost knock over some children, and you're disturbing the peace in the community. Every fucking neighbor that lives here should have been outside.
Yeah.
But everybody want to turn off their lights. Everybody want to go in their house, peek through the window. No, my black ass was right on the porch like, yes. What's next? What are we going to do about this? So we don't have those type of, people like that still exist, but we don't have enough of it to the point where, that situation that happened with Makala Bryant could have been resolved if the community was fucking doing what they were supposed to do, if the parents was doing what they were supposed to do. We can't always say that it's the parents' fault, because you can raise a child to be a goody two-shoe and somehow, some way they go off astray, right? But that's why it takes a fucking village to raise a child. There was nobody that was like level-minded from just the two videos that I seen that was trying to stop it, trying to de-escalate it. I'm pretty sure there was a moment, or probably a couple of moments before that young girl even got a knife that could have stopped all of that.
Because her grandmother, I think her grandmother was out there, whatever. And it's just like these mothers and grandmothers, they rather fight with their kids. And I see that happen a lot of times. Like, why you out there fighting with your kids? You fighting young kids. So you, for one thing, you going to jail for assault in a minor and everything. And that stays on your record. Now you can't get a state job. You can't get a city job. You can't get shit. You can't get nothing working with kids or working with people because you got that big shit on your record. Oh, if somebody fuck with my daughter, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fuck him up. I understand that, but to a certain point, what you gonna do? Sit there and be like, okay, daughter, what happened? What's going on?
You gotta discipline your children, and you gotta be involved. It's like we seen it so many times. I think it was maybe 2 years ago out here in GA where, you know, and it's not only in GA. If the child gets in trouble, the parent want to go up to the school and fight the teacher or fight the principal. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to holding a meeting, right, and sitting your child down and asking them what happened, versus vice with the teacher or the other child involved?
Yeah.
Like, that's why I said we got so much fucking work to do. This verdict with George Floyd don't mean a motherfucking thing if we continue to go out in our own communities and shoot up each other, kill one another, fight each other, and we see the shit and we still want to be buddy with the fucking person that's doing it, or the drug dealer in the neighborhood that you know is responsible for killing every fucking body with the drugs, and then you don't want to do nothing about it. We got so much fucking work to do. Yeah. Yes, I understand. Back in the day, especially like black men are put in a position a lot of times to sell fucking drugs. Yes, that shit is old news right now. That we are in 2021.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Like, there's so many fucking opportunities for our people. It's just like no longer excusable. That word accountability it goes across the board, only not for the cops, but for us and then the people in our communities.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Yeah.
Point
blank.
Yeah. Police reform is important. I think both parts is important. Reform for the police department is important. Defunding the police department is important. We do need to take some of that money and put some of the resources into the neighborhoods, because the neighborhoods are only functioning at a poor status. If this neighborhood is poor, it's going to have crime. We want to eliminate crime, get rid of poverty. Simple as that. I say this all the time, and people be like, oh, what are you talking about? I said, name a rich neighborhood that got crime. Or very little. None. Close to zero. Why? Because everybody got the resources they need. That's what happens with these poor neighborhoods. We all sitting at the table fighting over the same scraps. How about we create opportunities in those neighborhoods? And I'm not talking about, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not too concerned with the adults too much, because people going to be where they want to be unless they want to change.
But we got to be concerned with the adults, because the adults are the ones where the children are learning from.
We spend too much time with the adults, and that's the reason why we keep on getting the same results. Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Okay. Look.
And I follow. One thing I learned is that we spend too much time with adults. Everybody, this is what I learned with older people. You can't, no matter if you come with facts, you come with statistics, people only going to say okay to you if they feel like it. With kids, you could kind of like force them in a direction you need them to go. Why? Because they're young and they're still in an impressionable stage. But once they get a certain age, they set in their own ways. Ain't nobody can tell them shit. Whatever they believe in, nobody can tell them nothing. You can bring all the facts. I've seen this play out so much. And I think it seems like 80% of the time we're spending more time on the adults than the kids. And that's the reason why we keep on getting the same generation of results. We got to flip that 80 and put 20% towards the older people, and 80% resources go towards the kids, because they the ones, and we mold and shape them, they the ones that can start running things when we get older. Because what's going to happen in our lifetime is going to take after we dead already to change.
Yeah,
or
Go ahead, Red.
One thing I wanted to say, like, I work in a school, right? So I've been there since July. So the kids started coming back and everything. I wear my do-rag, you know what I'm saying? I don't look my age, and you know what I'm saying? I go in feeling comfortable. So, like,
are you trying to say you look hood?
No. No,
I look younger. Yeah.
No. It's not even looking hood. It's like I dress with my uniform, but I got my do-rag on. So when I walk in there, this other dude was like, young dude, he's bad as hell and everything, right? So I've been watching him and looking at him. So boom. So one day he comes up to me. He was like, yo, you my friend? I was like, yeah, I'm definitely your friend. So, you know, me and him bump fists and everything. So he was getting out of hand the other day. So I pulled him to the side. I said, yo, ain't you my friend or something? You my homie, right? He was like, yeah, I'm definitely your little homie. I was like, so I don't want my little homie disrespecting people like that. You gotta be good. Like if this teacher tell you to do something, you gotta do it. He was like, he's looking at me. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I was like, so if you gonna act like that towards them, you can't be my little homie no more. Yo, this dude in 3 days. He walks. The teacher came up to me and was like, I don't know what you told him, but he's well mannered right now. And I was like, they always got the mannered. They all well mannered, but some people got to just bring it out of them because he probably mother and father probably is not doing it. So he needs like a big brother, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every time I'm saying now, I got like 5 of the dudes in there that the principal and the teacher say, yo, they are bad. But when they see me, they straighten the fuck up. Because I let them know. One dude told me this. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. The dude told me this. He said, you from New York? I was like, yeah. He was like, you a rapper? Like, he's a young kid. He was like, yo, you a rapper or something? I said, nah, I'm a shooter. And I just said that just like that to him. Them 4 kids that's so fucking bad, they say, I don't know what you said to these kids, but these kids respect you. I was like, yeah, because they like I'm not trying to say I'm a thug or nothing.
They relate. They relate.
Yeah. They can
relate.
And
right.
One dude just said this to me. He always come to me and he throw up signs. And I was like, yo, you a blood or you low down or something? He was like, nah, I don't do that blood shit. I was like, word? He was like, nah. He said, why? I'm gonna run around with a gang of motherfuckers. And yo, this kid is only 13 now. Why I'm gonna run around with a gang of motherfuckers? If I go to jail, okay, just say if I go to jail or whatever, my homie's gonna fuck my girl. They not gonna send me no money. They not gonna do nothing for me. My gang is myself. And I sat there and looked at this motherfucker and I was like, whoa. I said, he said a mouthful. He was like, nah. He said, I don't run with none of that. I got my own style. And he's 13, so now I'm trying to groom him. I'm trying to groom him on a different level now. I was like, okay, he got the sense to know he don't need to join no gangs or nothing to be tough. He said, I don't got to join a gang to be tough. I'm tough already. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's important to put our hands on the youth as far as guiding them down the right road. But I also want to say that I've done some community activist work myself. And when I first went in, my mindset was like, yo, these kids need a intervention. What's going on with the kids? Why are they so fucking like disconnected?
Yeah.
And as the more work that I got into, the deeper that I've gotten into the work, it's the parents. It's their homes.
Yeah.
It's where they come from. The fucking parents want to listen to the disrespectful music with them. The fucking parents want to have a drink with them all the time. The parents want to twerk and compete with them or do the things that they're doing. The parents don't know how to fucking parent.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of disagree with like giving up on the adults, because at the end of the day, the children is these are learned behaviors because of what they are going through, not only in their communities, but in their own households. So do we not give the adults the attention? Nah, we give them the attention and give them the resources that they need in order to be a better individual, but a better parent. And then we still keep that same energy with the children. The adults is going to be more, less open-minded about a lot of things, because a lot of them are stuck in their ways, but we have to provide them with the resources. What resources do you know in the Black community that teaches the adults how to better parent or how to deal with certain...
They got parenting programs, but you got to remember, ain't nobody going to sit there and listen to some white person or anybody in general tell them how to be a parent, even if they know they suck at being a parent. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and listen. Let's be realistic.
I disagree. I am an example. I needed to take parenting classes and coaching and things of this nature to be a better parent to a 13-year-old in 2021, where not only are we dealing with society with Black kids getting killed that look just like him 24/7, but now we're dealing with a pandemic with their whole childhood being taken away from them. They have to be indoors 24/7. They're being taken away from their friends. They have to be on digital. It's a whole lot of shit that's going on with the mentality of a child nowadays. So in order to deal with that, we have to, as a parent, you have to have certain resources. You have to know how to deal with that. Otherwise, we are their first teacher. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand what you're saying, but you got to look at it like this. You're looking at it from your lens, and that's where you're going to fall short. You're not in the hood, right? I know you come from the hood just like I do, but we got to remind ourselves we're not in the same position as these people that's actually really suffering. Yeah, we might have some kids that's troubling. I got a son right now that I have some challenges with, but you got to look at it from their perspective and the way they're living right now. They living all screwed up, messed up. Some of them on drugs. Some of them got some very bad habits. Some of them have a abusive household.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with that because
we would have to be all kinds of counselors in order to like help them fix their issues, but you have a better shot of fixing the kid.
So do we continue to let the adults fail because of the lack of our perception? No.
It's not letting them fail, but you gotta understand something. Not everybody wants to be helped.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't know that until we actually try to help one another.
Oh man, when I say I try to work with adults. I'm not saying I was discouraged about it because it was some people that reach out, but it's very small. Prideful. That's one of the issues with the hood. Everybody's so prideful. They know they got issues. They know they need help, but they refuse to get your help because they feel like they failed as a person. And that pridefulness is big in the hood. It's big, yo. I was a school counselor at PS 31. That's in Staten Island. That's in New Brighton. Part of the hood. I had a 9 and 10-year-old group. I had 54 kids. I had one assistant, and I had a fist fight with one of the parents before, and I damn near had other issues with the other parents because at one point I was seeing the behaviors in these kids. And I got like you. I was like, shit, maybe I could try to talk to the parents and help them out. You know, if it's about finances or anything, maybe I could throw a few dollars. At that time, I had a couple of dollars. I'll help them out if I could. If it's money they need to help their situation. Or, you know, some of them are drug addicts. Some of them have other issues, underlying issues. And one of them that I had a report, he was actually physically abusing his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Physically abusing her. Now, when I look at it on Facebook, because we Facebook friends, and I'm glad I'm not going to mention her name, and we Facebook friends right now, she out there talking all this craziness on Facebook because she's in her 20s now. She's on Facebook. She's a stripper or something like that, and she posting videos.
But why you think she lives that lifestyle, Curtis?
Hell, but what bothered me the most is that she was smart as hell, man. She was smart.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how smart she is. What she's doing comes from is a result of her environment. You can't sit here and tell me if we put a center in the middle of a community that gives the parents the tools and the resources that they need to be successful, that we won't be having the same issues that we have with these young children today.
We still will, because you know what? Here's a part of the reason why parents even have the issues they have. Part of most parents' issues, most of the parents in the hood, with their parenting failing, is poverty. Bad situation, financially bad situation. That's the root of all of it.
Right.
So if we're not giving everybody financial literacy and teach them how to make money,
right?
And remember, there's a lot of lazy motherfuckers that don't want to give a fuck about doing nothing. That do help them financially, but and if they See, it's all about self-esteem. A lot of these parents got self-esteem issues. They not in a good state financially, and then when they get money, they make poor decisions with it. They go buy Michael Jordans.
Because they don't know what it looks like to be successful. They don't know what it looks like to be financial. They don't know what financial economics 101 is because they parents wasn't taught that, and the parents before wasn't taught that, and it passes down. That's what I'm saying. We have to provide the parents as much.
We shouldn't put on, and the reason why I say it, because when you look at cognitive science, when it comes to the human mind and stuff like that, let's go scientific real quick. And the reason why we go scientific, and that's the reason why I base my decision on the scientific aspect of it. We already said that once a person gets a certain age, they kind of set in their ways, right? Doesn't mean they can't change. Doesn't mean that we can't put resources to make the situation better. But the problem is that if we focus a lot of our energy, or most of our energy, on trying to make the parents so they can be better, parents or whatever to their kids, we're gonna fall short because a lot of them are set in their minds. Their minds are already set. Even if they have a snippet, say, you know what, I wouldn't mind learning how to do some other stuff and be a better person, yada yada yada. And then when they sit in that class in that program, they're not gonna want to follow through it. They're gonna allow.
Brother, we not only talking about. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think this is how I see what you're saying. It seems as if you're only speaking to, like, you're talking about like one generation of parents. Like, for example, our parents are very stuck in their ways. Us as parents,
I'm not too concerned about our parents, because a lot of our parents work and have money and did shit.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No. A lot of our parents, the ones that are,
or they got Social Security. I mean, how old we talking here? Because if we talking 60s, a lot of 60-year-old people I know got money, or they got Social Security. They already at their age where they, you know what I'm saying? And not saying they don't matter.
You can't sit here and say that our generation, us as parents in our generation and our age group, is not open-minded. We're literally the ones who are making change in this country. So that's why I'm like, who are you speaking to as the parent?
I'm talking about, our generation. You're absolutely right. When we talk about our generation, we have the ability to do better. But when you look at, one thing I learned is not to look at situation on how I'm living good, and I can't sit there and look at everybody else's situation like that. I remember what it's like to live in the hood, and I actually work in the hood, so I still get to see the ghetto-ness.
Of course, you and me both. So that's why I'm just like,
I knock on like maybe 100-something doors a day, and I got so many clients, and I know them. And yo, a lot of them are hood as hell, but some of them got good hearts and they nice, but some of them don't want to go out of their rim. Like I try to, like, every now and then when I'm with some of my good customers, I start trying to talk about, cause they talk about, damn, I wish I had money, or I wish I could just make more money. I wish I could find a way to make more money. So when people have those conversations with me about, see how we can hustle and make more money, I thought, not that it might land, but I throw a few suggestions. So when I thought if you suggested something simple, I said, maybe, you like doing customer service. Maybe you could do, there's a company right now hiring for customer service sales, and maybe you could sell stuff. Selling stuff can make good money, or because you're a good talker. The lady's a good talker, using her as an example. And she's like, oh, no, I can't do that stuff. No, that's just not me. No, I don't think I could do that.
What you think about this, Red? What's your opinion on this?
My opinion on it, like, I understand what Curtis is saying, but Curtis, like 5% to 25% of the parents are like that, and those are the young girls how I can say this. It's a lot of young girls with kids that raising their kids, right?
Babies raising babies.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. So when you try to talk to these kids, they're not parents, they kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They still got that mindset of nobody can't tell me nothing, because their mother or father probably was abusive or on drugs or whatever, and they had to take the brunt of it. Just like my daughter and everything. When she was growing up, I wasn't in the household, but we taught her right from wrong and everything. And you got a lot of parents out there that's teaching their kids, but when you say, Curtis, finance, most of them is working 3 jobs just to try to, but look,
to pay the rent.
And that's where we could come in.
Yeah.
That's where
that's what I'm talking about, providing them with the tools and resources. That's what I'm talking about.
No, as far as tools, I'm not going to put it like this. I'm not going to teach you how to parent your kids. Because to me...
No, I'm not even talking about
No, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about providing them with tools and resources to become a better individual and a better parent, meaning financially, how the basic essentials of living, how not to be below poverty, things of that nature.
But
that's good. I can see that.
Yeah, but see the whole thing.
I thought you was talking about we're gonna sit there and teach parenting and taking parenting course. Yeah, I took a parenting course when I was younger, man. It's just all right.
See, you got
man. How you got somebody teach you how to be a parent? They don't even got a kid. They just got a PhD.
Right.
You got a lot of parents that's working 3 jobs and everything.
That's the problem.
Look, the problem is this: how they're spending that money. They spend money to make their kid happy. Oh, they buy them up some Jordan. They buy them some iPhone or whatever. I know kids was walking around with iPhone that cost $1,000, and I'm sitting there like,
my son,
like when we was growing up and everything, we couldn't go and say, "Oh my, I need $100 sneakers." We had to work for it. My mother like this.
My first cell phone I bought. Because I worked.
Look. My mother be like this. Well, if you want them,
Red.
Yo, Red.
We lost Red.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was, is he still there? Is he on the line? He's still showing, but.
He's probably still there. He's probably just he got to get a signal. His signal is like faded out, so we can't hear him at the moment.
But what I was referring to is giving the parents the tools to become a better parent. And when you are a parent, you are the provider. So the essential tools to break general curses. A lot of us was not knowledgeable of stocks, investings, and when it comes to finances, we just make bad decisions, which is a part of parenting. The decisions that you make as a parent affect your children.
The only thing I can say is for us to even help these people is probably get a bank, open up a bank, and not these black banks out there. Not saying these black banks don't do a good job. Because I hear that they do a lot for the community. Bank One or whatever is One Bank or whatever, they do some good. But the whole idea is
One United Bank.
One United, yeah. And I actually got money. You know, it's funny. I gotta check my account. I have $500 in there for like mad since they opened up years ago.
I was gonna open up an account with them, and then I was in the process of doing so, and then it was like some type of glitch, like where it wasn't.
To have an account with them, and that's why I put the 500 in there when I first started up. It was like, I don't know, they might have changed because I know they got to get more people, but when you first started, they want you to put 500 in there, so I did, and I put it in there like years ago. I even got a debit card. To come to think of it, I think my debit card probably expired if I can remember.
What up, Red? Yeah, we lost you for a moment. Sir. Yeah, but
that way though, I could look at it your way. I guess financial literacy, teach that to the older people, but I don't want to forget the younger ones too, because while the older people are still trying to get their shit together and get it right, they still got to work these 2-3 jobs.
But I think what Red was saying, a lot of the parents nowadays is the younger generation. They still young.
Yeah.
So That's why I asked you, Curtis, who do you identify as the parents that are not? What age group are you identifying? Are we doing the baby boomers, or are we doing our generation, the millennials? Like
that, my kids' generation, and also our generation as well. Because I grew, you grew up around me and you around the same age. So I grew up in the '90s, born in the '80s, grew up in the '90s,
right,
and been around the drug game and seen a lot of shit. And a lot of us
right,
grew up in an era. So since we grew up in a lot of era, we made a lot of errors as parents growing up. Some of us did. And as we get older, we still got some situations that we still got to work out, even though we're pushing 40. Now we got our kids coming behind us having kids that we got to worry about as well. Like I just spoke to one of the guys that I won't say, I keep on saying sponsor. One of the guys I look after, make sure he's all right. Like he's having a baby right now, he's freaking out, and I keep on trying. I had to get him calm and stuff like that. And he even was talking about, I don't think I'm good enough to have a kid. I don't think I'm gonna be the best father. I said, listen, there's no.
But why? What's his reasoning? Can you dissect that a little bit? Let's dig deeper. What's his reasoning for thinking that?
Yeah, perfect example. He didn't have his father in his life. His father went to jail when he was young. His father went to jail for double homicide. Killed his other family members apparently, and went to jail for it. And I knew the kid. I've been on that zip code for like almost 10 years. I knew the kid since he was like littler. Now he's in he's pushing. I think he's about to be 21 next year in January sometime.
How was his environment? Well, besides his father being in jail, what about his mom? Single mom, working several jobs, working all day.
Single mom. She's a single mom, and it's not that she's even working. She's on welfare and stuff like that. But she's a real nice person, nice Spanish lady, real nice, Black. She's black, but she's black Spanish. She speaks Spanish. There's a lot of black Spanish in the Bronx. Like they all look like us, but they speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And he born here. He speaks a little bit of Spanish, but he's mainly, just niggerish black. And he's going crazy because he's like, yo, I don't know a thing about being a dad. I said, listen, you're gonna be fine. I said, for you to be worried about it, it's already a right step in the right direction for you to be a father. Because if you're not, if you're just too comfortable, then maybe, but you worried. So you're gonna be just fine. Just be in that kid's life, and you're gonna make mistakes. There's no instruction to this shit. I wish it was.
Yeah,
right.
You gotta do the best you can do, and I'm glad I got him to stop selling drugs and all that. I'm talking about this kid was making money, driving cars, all that. Young age, 17, already had a license, driving a car. I got him out of that whole life, and now he's kind of not broke, but he's not like balling out. And he work at some the real estate office around the corner from where he live at. He worked for the guy when people get apartments. So now he's just nervous and stuff. He's like, I don't know what to do. I said, listen, it's gonna be all right. Just keep your head up. So we had a conversation last night and stuff. And the only thing I could, you know what it is? I feel bad because I feel like, I got like a total of maybe 9, 10 people that I talk to on a daily basis. Young men that from the hood, from me being a mailman. I met them all from being a mailman, and I talk to them from time to time, and I even help them out financially. I'm not going to sit here in front. Sometimes I don't want to be nobody's dad, but I try to help them out as much as I can that won't hurt me financially. And I also try to give them pointers and also talk about business with them. So our conversations is mainly about business. But that's just one part. And the reason why I said we got to work on the kids is because while these parents is getting their shit together, they already living their life. They're already old. So we got to focus on these babies. But if you said 20-year-old pregnancy, we got to focus on them because those are what I consider kids. Anybody that's early 20s, those are kids to me. We got to focus.
Right, and that's the max. That's the max.
Yeah.
Right, that's the max. That's what's happening now. But if you think somebody in the community wouldn't have gotten a hold to that young man's mother when she was a young mother and teach her the ways to give her the tools and the resources that she needed to raise her sons while his father was incarcerated, providing her with the tools and resources besides welfare, you don't think that young man would have been better off besides if he didn't meet you? If he didn't meet you, worst case scenario, if there was somebody like us in her life when she was a young mother to provide her with those tools and resources, I can almost bet my life that that young man growing up probably would have been in a better predicament. There would have been no need for him to worry about, oh, if I'm going to be a good father, or all the other obstacles that he's been dealt with in his younger years. That's what I'm saying. We can't just automatically shut the door on the parents because we want to assume that they're not open-minded, that they're not going to change.
Yeah.
A lot of
under their 30s, yeah, I could deal with. I could still mold and shape people under their 30s, but once you start hitting my aging up, we are fucking stubborn as a motherfucker.
When I go to New York, or even speaking to my mother and her friends and my aunts and them, my mother is hitting 67. A lot of them are 70 years old. They're changing their perspective because you have to change your perspective, and you have to be open-minded and change your ways in order to continue the life in this world. We're not living in the same times as them. Yeah, we still got a lot of shit going on, the racism, the police brutality, things of that nature. But a lot of what 2020 and 2021 has brought out, the fucking, I call it the awakening of truth. Like, it has brought out the truth about our history and a lot of other things. Even speaking to my mother, my mother's pushing 67, I believe. I hope she don't listen to this segment because she's gonna kick my ass. But
your mom cool too.
Yeah, even she be listening, and she know who Curtis is and Red is. She be like, yo, I love that perspective. I really never thought about it. Like, when she was here visiting, she was like literally sitting in my living room, like just thinking about shit for like hours. So we can't shut them.
Older people is not. They not shut the door's not closed on older people. They older. I'm talking about like your mom's age, our parents' age. It's not. They more open minded than they ever been. Like, I've seen them being very open minded. Because when I talk to the older generation, they very open minded. They look at me like, oh, this guy's smart. He knows some stuff. I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah. But okay, I'd be excited when they feel about me.
And then you know what's gonna happen by us giving them those tools and resources, no matter how old they are. Then what's going to happen, in my opinion, is that's going to cause the village to become a village again. Now people gonna start
Big Mama get Big Mama back. Yeah,
we gonna get fucking Big Mama back. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Well, the only age group I refuse to deal with is our age group. Younger, because when we say kids.
Yo, Red, he's so ass backwards. I don't get it. Let's just change the topic.
I'm gonna tell you, because I when I was saying kids, I wasn't referencing to like babies. I was referencing like kids for their 20s. To me, they kids, because I got a son. My son is that age. You know what I'm saying? I got a son that's 20. So,
but Curtis, Red just broke it down to you. A lot of that age group is having babies, so they're not considered what we call they're parenting, but they're literally babies raising babies.
Yeah, they gotta learn. They gotta sit there and learn how to be a kid first before you being a parent. And most of these girls, they have the babies just to keep the man in their life.
Yeah,
that's the old school thing that never works.
yeah. But
that's old school.
But look, but these girls,
it's facts.
These girls take it to the extreme now. It's like, these girls are so lost right now, and we need to sit there and be like, yo, listen, hold on, wait a minute. Some like I'd say grandmothers and uncles and aunts, they don't even mess with their relatives, young kids having kids. They be like, oh, she thinks she's grown, I'm not even gonna fuck with her or whatever. But that's the wrong. You should turn around and say, listen, you're my niece. Let me put you underneath my wing and show you how you supposed to really grow up with your child. You know what I'm saying? But like Shannon said, they don't want to do that. They want to peep out the window and talk about you in back of your back and shit and back of the family. Oh, yo, she got 3 baby fathers. She live in the projects. Her rent is only $55.
And that's why, and then that's what causes a lot of our people not to be open with one another, because we're always judged by our own family. So
for the record, I know somebody got evicted for $25 rent, but carry on.
Yeah, no, I know a couple people.
Yeah.
And then,
oh my God, damn!
And look, I asked him. I was like, "Yo, why you don't get out of the hood? Yo, my rent is cheap. This. So I say, you rather smell piss and shit in your staircase,
right?
Gunshots and
hell yeah,
and get robbed or something. I said, all that's worth it. And you know, most of them be like, yeah, I can deal with it. But I used to be the same way too.
You gotta see their cribs though. You gotta see their cribs, yo. When I say yo,
some of their cribs be dope.
Yeah. Oh my God, yo. When I say the people, yes, I ain't gonna front. When I work in the projects and shit, it's piss and shit and all that nasty stuff. But when sometimes I have a conversation with my customer and they open their doors, smell like fucking fabric softener. You look around, big ass screen TV, fucking crib mat clean. They painted that shit different color. They got carpet on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit look like an IKEA catalog of that motherfucker. So these people in the project, some are living hood rich.
Yeah, but nobody in the project fucking care about one another. The community. They like, I guess I get this from my mother, because when I go to New York and I stay with her, she be yelling out the fucking window, "You motherfucker, there's an incinerator on every floor. Why are you throwing that little ass bag of garbage outside on the fucking street?" The maintenance people just finished cleaning up. Why y'all keep breaking in the apartment? Why y'all keep breaking in the buildings? Why y'all keep doing this and the third? She go to the community board meetings. It be her and one other person.
Wow.
It's like nobody gives a fuck. How are y'all okay with sitting outside on a bench and there's mad rats running around y'all? Fucking carrying pieces.
That's what it is. They don't see past what they know. So it's like, if you're born into a poor environment, you're gonna have poor mindset, poor thoughts, and do poor things. Unfortunately, that's all learned behavior. If they change
You just said it. Learned behavior. You know what you were taught exactly. So that is why we cannot give up. That is why we can't give up on the parents, just as we can't give up on the youth.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I apologize, because when I was saying youth, I didn't mean like only people like teenagers. I was talking when I was and younger. I was talking about actually. I don't know why I was considering the 20-something people in the early 20s.
No, you wasn't. Because
all the people I counsel, they're in their 20s now. So it's like I'm looking at it from my own perspective. I fall short in that area, but
yes, you were. You were.
My age, people my age and up, people my age and like around, I guess anywhere from the late 30s and mid 40s. It seems like I get the similar responses, and then when I talk about we could work together and figure something out, they feel like they better than you. And I'm sitting there,
look, I gotta disagree.
They better than you. I have so much challenges with younger people in their 20s.
I don't know. I have a different experience.
Because look, when I do my sound off and I do my topics, people inbox me and I sit and build with them, and they my age, 40s and 50s, and they sit and be like, yo, Red, explain what you was talking about, and I explained to them, and most of the listeners, they learning, they old, but they learning. They was like, I never knew about that. I'm gonna look more into that and try to do a little better. Like, you can teach everybody. Everybody is capable of learning.
Yeah,
I don't care what age you are.
I think you just I don't want you to fall short of being discouraged of teaching a certain generation because of your experience. Everybody is watching. There's no limit there's no age limit, just like Red said, where you can learn these things. Just like I just finished telling you, I've worked and talked to every age group there is. And I personally haven't had that type of experience that you have, but everybody is, for the most part, willing to learn. And the trauma and the shit that happens in the community all leads back to the lack of education, the lack of tools, and the lack of resources that our communities haven't had for generations, and generations.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I'm talking about political. That's why I say where our vote counts. There's no reason why we the majority in that city and we get these politicians that do a disservice to us. It just doesn't make sense.
Right. That's because we're not educated about how voting works. That's what you consider a tool, educating, knowledge about the laws, about politics. These type of conversations don't exist in our community. There's no community boards that teach our people about the things that we are talking about on this podcast. I've never seen it in my life.
Nah. They always talk about NBA 2. I bet you if you go to the hood and talk and just come on the street and talk about NBA 2 or like one of them top-notch games, I bet you they'll run that shit down to you forward and backward, but they cannot sit there and tell you how you can uplift their community. But they can show you how to shoot somebody on TV and do this and all that other crazy shit.
Right. It's got to be more than one voice. It's got to be more than, I'm sorry, brothers, it's just got to be more than one voice in each community doing it. It can't just be one person. It's got to be a collective few of individuals doing it, moving the same way. That's all I'm saying.
Just like we had.
That's true.
Like when we had back in the day. Remember, also they took a lot of centers, night centers away from us. They took a lot of stuff that was educated.
Yeah.
If we didn't have a mother and father at home, we went to the center. And
right,
and the council.
That was the joint.
Yeah. They will help you with this. They will help you with that. They'll ask you everything's all right at home. If everything's all right at home, you know what I'm saying. And plus, they used to call or visit your home and be like, "Yo, I'm just stopping by. I'm bringing home Ronald and everything, and I just want to make sure everything's all right at home."
Even the administration of the schools used to pop up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Or, if the parents was at work or whatever the case may be, there was a neighbor.
Yep.
Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't have the resources, period. The resources are a community center, after school programs, educational tools that's going to break generational curses. These type of conversations enforced in the community. That's what I'm referring to as briefly about the tools and the resources that's going to make a better parent, a better child, a better baby. Like that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I got a friend named K Woods. He got a K Woods Foundation in Staten Island, and right now he's trying to build a center in Park Hill that he can have different people come in there, teach classes, educate people and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? That's what we need. We need people, more people like him that's gonna, okay, listen, we're gonna like
what do you need? Is funding or what is his does he have any barriers that he has issues with? Does he need funding or what is his problem?
No. He got funding up. He went to a counselor on Staten Island and got him and backed him, and plus that's Raekwon brother. So he just stepped up and said, "Listen,
who's his name? What's his name?"
K Woods.
K Woods.
Yeah.
K.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know him as that. I know him as K. You know, that's my boy. And And Dawn, his brother, me and his brother was best friends growing up as kids, childhood best friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I'm saying? He
so
came back.
why isn't it? So I'm sorry, Ray, but why isn't it open? What, like Curtis said, what challenges is he facing, if any?
He don't have they Ray would definitely Ray always look out for his little brothers. So
Yeah,
he'll
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
whatever it ain't a money issue, it just gotta be time, I guess, because
yeah.
Ray
Basically,
will definitely do it. Ray's that type of dude.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not even
Well. Ray is not doing it. It's his brother K doing it and everything.
No,
K.
I'm talking about K doing his own thing now, yeah. But I'm saying if it
Yeah, I guess
It's cool, but Red. So you was talking about K opening up the community center. So what is he? What is missing? Why isn't it open yet? What's going on with the project?
Well. I think they just put the plan down, and then they got to start the construction of building it now. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And everything, because they got to build it. It's not like a building there that they can, you know what I'm saying, just move in and renovate. They got to build the thing and everything. And plus, he was doing this until COVID came. When COVID came, I think it slowed
down.
paused
it down. Yeah, slowed it or paused it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, that's how Bring Back Our King started. I had a building in Hiram, Georgia, in 2016. Where we were teaching, it was a selective few of kids, of course, all melanated, and it was me and 3 other brothers, and we were teaching the children knowledge of self, the laws, stocks, bonds, things of that nature. As we grew, as we learned more stuff, we were sharing the wealth with the children. But it happened to be in one of the worst racist counties in that particular area, a little bit between Hiram and Paulden, Georgia. So I eventually shut it down, and I just started holding it, small meetings in my household, where it was a group of not only my son, but it was a group of 6 to 8 kids once a week. But then the parents started giving up. The parents didn't want to do the work in order to keep not only educating themselves, but keep inspiring and uplifting their own children. So that's and when I was doing the footwork, not only in that particular situation, I found out is because they have that mentality because they lack the resources in the tools. They wasn't taught these things. They were taught to frown upon a lot of the things that we were teaching the children. So that is the only thing I wanted Curtis to be open-minded. I think he was speaking more of his own experiences instead of looking at it as a whole. You can't say I'm gonna give the attention more to the youth. The parents got to get their shit together first, because just like you said, it's a lot of babies raising babies. I'm still considered a baby to the elders in my family. Yeah. I think I was 23 when I was pregnant with my son. Okay. So, I was a baby. You understand? Like that, I came from a very strong foundation first. I was born on 169th in Claremont Village West. Claremont Village. It wasn't no East or West, just Claremont Village. Yeah. Off of 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, but that really wasn't the hood. You seen the drugs and I think we had the crime, but I didn't see that face to face. Right. But we had those community centers that you were speaking about. We had those after school programs, and we had the tools and resources for our parents to be successful. So that's what made my foundation stronger. So that's what I'm just saying. It's very important not to leave them out, because we already have a broken village where the elders don't respect the youngins and the youngins don't respect the elders. Nobody wants to take accountability. Nobody wants to help one another. It's both sides of the spectrum. Yeah. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So that's great that he's doing it. Please connect him to us. That's something that that's one of my goals to do as far as opening up another community center.
Okay.
Preferably, I would love to do it in New York. I would love to do it in the Bronx. I would love to do it in Staten Island. But the way the numbers is looking in real estate as far as property is concerned, yo, I can't afford to open up no building out there. I could definitely get a building in the South, in the A, in Alabama, in VA. You know what I mean? So please connect him any way that if I gotta come out there a week, I mean a day out of the week or some type of sponsor. There's so many different things, food to feed the children. Please connect him.
Yeah, cause you know, like he did he do the back to school. Matter of fact, he just did, like, I think about 2 weeks ago, he fed the neighborhood. I mean, they had truckloads of food, and they always give it out at 185 and 225 right there in the middle. And he's down with Charles Chase Foundation. Like, these are all Staten Island 501Cs that's in Staten Island, and all of them come together. Like for Christmas, I think K Woods and about 4 or 5 other nonprofit got together, gave out coats, food, toys, and everything.
That's dope. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. They go to every neighborhood. They went to the Harbor, West Brighton, Park Hill, New Brighton, Stapleton, and they all come together and give it. And that's unity, and I love that.
Right.
But we need to do that from state to state now. That's
for sure.
And everything.
For sure. Well, I'm always down for it. It's kind of hard for me to get out there with the 1-year-olds.
Yeah, I feel you.
I would honestly love to do more than I'm already doing. Like every weekend, I'm like, damn, I just want to package up some food and get out there and do that. And then you got to still worry about COVID. And then and GA in particularly, you need a permit, which I got under the nonprofit to do it. But it's just so many hurdles. So that's why I said collectively, we need to do it. Like a weekend, like that's all meet up in a state, like fly out or whatever. Like I could come to VA and that's just do it. And that's whatever, you rock your red dot or I rock my bring back, whatever, it don't matter. Let's just get it done. And then let's just take turns. Like 1 month we do VA, 1 month we do New York, 1 month we do Atlanta.
Yeah. No, definitely with that.
Yeah, for sure. And then it, at least if we do it once a month, that gives us enough time to make time to do it. It's not like peer pressure. I have no problem getting to VA, even if I gotta drive. That's nothing for me from here because I'm used to driving to NY. Yeah. And Curtis is always in the South.
Yeah.
Anyway, because he got family, I think, in SC in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about. And then when we go out there, not only are we holding these events or we doing this, but we're making people aware of what we're doing, and then we're networking and building. That's what power is. Where you doing it from state to state, just like you fucking said, pretty much.
Yeah, but and plus I want to do it like this from state to state. We get kids from that state and put them in T-shirts with our logo or whatever on it, and have them give it out to the people. So you training them at a young age to give back at a young age and everything. It's all the way how you work it. And now you got 20 kids giving out food and water and clothes and stuff like that. When they get to a teenager year, they're gonna be like, you know what? That was kind of cool. I fed my neighborhood. And you might spark something. They might be like, you know what? I'm gonna do that when I get older, and that can go nationwide. But we gotta
that's a great idea.
Black Panther started the breakfast program, and look,
the WIC,
and all that. Now look how big it got, and everything. So we can do the same thing, but we just can't let the people steal it from us. We got to keep it in with us and everything. But they said the Black Panthers was the worst. They were the worst criminal, this and this and this. So why y'all stole their breakfast program from them? And every state got a breakfast program because of the Black Panthers.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right. Well, our time is coming to a pause. It's about to hit 2 hours on this thing, so you know what that happens. It cuts us off. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking out some time.
No problem.
Tonight. I hope you have a safe trip. You going up to NY tonight?
Well, they talking about tomorrow now, so I'm trying to see. I'm gonna try to get my clothes ready and stuff. Get all that done. So if I work when I work tomorrow, I just come home and just take a shower and go. So.
All right. Well, make sure you get some rest in between that. You doing a lot. I had to slow down myself.
I know, but when I go up there, I'm gonna help my daughter cook. I'm gonna do some filming for the.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta take it easy. You just got in from work and you got on the pod. Then you're not gonna get no rest tonight. You're gonna
No. I don't think we going tonight. So that's why I said I'm gonna get the clothes ready, and then I can, I eat something, and then I can go to sleep because I gotta get back up in the morning. So
at 4, right? In the morning,
I'll be all right. Like I'm doing it. Trust me. I know I'm a little older, but I'm spreading my time between myself. That's all.
Yeah. Nah, old age ain't got nothing to do with it. It's plenty of older people that be pushing it harder than me. So, and vice versa. But I'm just saying, make sure you get some rest and be safe.
But I just want to say one thing. You could put this in if you could. Like Shanna said, I do a sound off on Nappy Red June on Facebook, or Red Dot June. Red Dot
Love
on
Stay
Facebook.
positive.
I do Charles June Jr. on IG
and bring back
and
our
plus
kids.
Red Dot
To the youth, you are the future. Don't let them teach you different. You are kings and queens given from your ancestors. You are not the N-word or B-word to others. And even then, you're smarter than what these people call you. Don't have to be a rapper,
right? No doubt.
So you can be a teacher, future leader,
all right,
doctor.
All right, brother. Well, much love and peace to you. I hope you enjoy your evening. All right, you too. Much love. Peace.
If you make a change, tell yours and not their story. Be who you are. There's only one you in this world. And swear to God, nobody is respectful to a fraud. Always be 100. Honesty is policy. Stay beyond the crowd. Take charge. Don't be a follower. Be queens and kings. You was born to be blessed as. Reach one, teach one. The future is our next step. Bring back our kings. Reach out your hands and save our queens. Time we take charge and we lead, but first we bring back our queens and save our kings. Save the future leaders. Teach the seeds. Yes, teach